Hello, everyone. My name is Laura Julia, and I am part of English 114 Public Speaking. And today I am doing my media organization speech, and it is based on animal abuse and cruelty and the amazing ASPCA. I would like to touch base on what animal abuse is. Animal abuse falls under a lot of different umbrellas, but in general, it is when a human being knowingly commits physical, mental, and emotional harm to an animal. This can be in many forms like torture, neglect, and even malnutrition. We will never have a true number of animal abuse cases each year. A lot of deaths are recorded, but the ones we know about are in the hundreds of millions. This isn't counting the countless animals killed on the black market or by shelters each year. All 50 states do have an animal cruelty law. These laws are no joke, and they're in place for good reasons. All 50 states have felony laws and provisions against animal cruelty and abuse. The toughest state that enforces an animal advocate program is Maine. Maine is, according to the Animal Legal Defense Fund, is one of the toughest states regarding cruelty to animals. Without looking at farming, the U.S. is the worst area worldwide for animal abuse. While there are laws, there are ways to get around these laws. Animal abuse statistics reveal that the U.S. animals are some of the worst treated on the earth. I would like to introduce you to Mrs. Bella and Mr. Spanky. Mrs. Bella is a pit bull mix. She's about 6 months in this picture. She was rescued because she was mistreated. She was being abused. She was being all of the above, malnourished, emotionally abused, physically abused. As you can see, and to the right we have Mr. Spanky. Mr. Spanky is part of a litter of 9. He came from a household of 5 grown adults. The household that he came from was an elderly woman that adored cats. She fell and broke her hip, and she could no longer tend to her cats as good as she used to. She realized that one of her cats was pregnant and ended up having 9 kittens out the litter, which overwhelmed her because now it turned from 5 cats to 14 cats, and she just had no means of taking care of them financially, feeding them, taking care of any of their medical issues. So Spanky was delivered with the rest of his brothers and sisters to the ASPCA. I do want to briefly touch base on some of the heartbreaking animal abuse statistics that we have of 2022. It's a worldwide issue that needs more prominence, and non-profit organizations are doing what they can to reduce animal cruelty. More individuals should be aware of the issue and inform others. Now, one of my first statistics here, and the source that we got this from, is from PETA, and it is 1 animal is abused every minute. By the time we're done with this speech, at least 10 animals will be abused. There's 10 million animals in the U.S. that are abused to death annually, and this doesn't just include cats and dogs. It includes your birds, your cats, your your monkeys, your pigs, farm animals, all types of animals. Our second statistic that we have here is there are 71% of individuals connected to domestic violence have also abused animals or pets. And that source came from our Humane Society. 88% of people investigated for child abuse also hurt animals. As violence breeds more violence, these kids grow up more likely to treat animals badly in the future. U.S. adults have a pet abuse prevalence of 1.89%. Animal abuse statistics and research show that adult men abuse animals more, especially those that have less education and low income levels. And humans are not the only species that suffer from domestic violence. Our animals also suffer deeply from violence. Our third statistic is dogs comprise 65% of all animals suffering abuse. USA has over 10,000 puppy mills. They produce. They keep producing. They don't care about the health risks. They don't care about the environments that can spread diseases. They just continue to reproduce. 50% of pit bulls are in shelters and are euthanized. 10,000 pit bulls and bulldogs die every year from organized dog fights, and the U.S. labs abuse around 65,000 dogs annually. Now, is that the way that we treat man's best friend? Dogs do remain the most popular pets worldwide, so they also become the biggest victim of violent owners and breeders. But other animal species suffer just as much, which leads me to statistic number 4. Cats are estimated to be the second most common victim of animal cruelty after dogs. Cats are abused at a higher rate than dogs or other domestic animals in almost every category of abuse. And I say that to say because they're just a more calmer animal, and I guess they just attract more of the violence when they're in a household, which I would like to bring us to an organization that has helped tremendously throughout many years. It has helped with all types of animals being neglected, being abused, being malnourished. We speak of the American Society for the Prevention of Cruelty to Animals. Shorten that up, the ASPCA. The American Society for the Prevention of Cruelty to Animals was the first and largest humane society to be established in North America. The ASPCA was founded on the belief that animals are entitled to kind and respectful treatment at the hands of all humans and must be protected under the law. And the ASPCA is one of the oldest animal welfare organizations in the country and a leader in hands-on work protecting, rescuing, and caring for thousands of vulnerable animals nationwide. The ASPCA's mission is to provide effective means for the prevention of cruelty to animals throughout the United States. The ASPCA has 3 areas of expertise. One is animal rescue, the second is animal placement, and the third is animal protection. The organization was founded on the belief that animals are entitled, once again, to kind and respectful treatment, and it was established by Henry Berg back in 1866, I want to say. This should come as, for the first time, animal rescue has been at the heart of what we do, of what the ASPCA does, both in practice and on the ground. The ASPCA, while rescuing animals, the ASPCA's efforts doesn't end once an animal is safe. In fact, the rescue is often just the beginning of an animal's journey. And the ASPCA's work to get potential pets off the street and into permanent homes touches every corner of America. The ASPCA assists, funding and expertise help facilitates tens of thousands of animal adoptions around the country every year. But those tens of thousands of animals, now happy, safe, and loved, are the result of more than a century of hard work and dedication from the ASPCA. Their three expertises, like I said, are animal rescue, animal placement, and animal protection. They will continue to represent the full circle of their work, impacting animal victims of cruelty at every stage, and they comprise the foundation on which they will continue to build for years to come. The ASPCA has rescued thousands of animals, and they will continue to rescue thousands with the help and the education to others about animals and animal cruelty. So with that being said, I want to say thank you for listening to my speech, and I hope you all take into consideration that animals are living beings as well, and just like humans, they don't deserve to be abused or experience any type of cruelty. Thank you, and have a good day.